wouldn't have felt that way if he was the right guy for you. But you don't think he's the right guy. There's no other explanation, or you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm suing her today for the amount of $1,375 because after I proposed to her, she broke up with me after finding out that this was a lab-grown diamond.
Okay, let's back up. So you bought her an engagement ring and she wasn't part of the purchase?
No, so the conversation initially started 2+ years into our relationship. I had posed the question. I had asked her, you know, what kind of ring she wanted. And I actually have those texts here, Your Honor.
And what does she say?
OMG. Diamonds, of course. I want a big fat rock in all capitals.
Let me see the
Thank you. And I, being who I am, obliged. That's what I wanted to provide for her, so.
How's this conversation coming up in text? Am I the only one who thinks this is weird? Honey, what kind of rings do you like? Oh my God, diamonds, of course. I want a big fat rock. I want to get you the most beautiful ring. Don't worry, the proposal will be a surprise. Who, really? I can't wait to be your wife. Okay, well, works for you guys. Okay, it's fine.
We talked more in person, Your Honor.
Okay.
That was sort of the initial start of the conversation.
All right, so she wants a big fat rock that's a diamond, and then what happens? You go out and you purchase?
I did a lot of research. I didn't really know which direction to go in at first, and you know, the first thing that I found out is that rings are extremely expensive.
Yeah, diamonds? Yeah.
The particular ring that I purchased for Miriam was quoted at 80 grand.
$80,000, but it's a lab-created diamond, correct?
Correct.
And let me see the diamond. My understanding is that a lot of people are doing that these days. Either because it's kind of interesting because what's happened in the industry is that since so many young people are getting smart and doing that, I mean, I call it smart, you call it offensive. I get that, and this is your life, so I'm not judging you. And I say that because I'm wearing a real diamond, but since people are getting smart, the price of diamonds has come down. And so now it's going back and forth on which ones become more popular. Hold on one second.
Your Honor, I didn't even know that lab-created diamonds existed until after the proposal. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I feel, Bodhi, you're making it a lot about the ring
Don't
itself.
talk to him directly. Talk to me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
The time to talk to him directly has passed.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I would assume something like this could be worked out. When you find somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, I don't imagine that you're going to dump them because it's not an expensive enough ring.
Correct, Your Honor. And it was never about the price. It's about how I felt, and I felt super betrayed when he basically omitted the fact that it was a lab-created diamond. I felt like he was trying to hide something, and to me, it was almost like I didn't feel, when I found out that it was a false diamond, I felt that he didn't think that I deserved a real ring. Like, he didn't think that I was good enough.
I spent $5,000 on this ring. If she wants a big fat rock, I'm gonna give her a big fat rock.
No,
okay.
You're being cheap.
So then so then you decided that you wanted an engagement party, correct?
Correct, yeah.
He did not want an engagement party.
Initially, he did not, no. So it's always been a dream of mine to have an engagement party where all our friends and family and people we're close with could come and essentially celebrate. And so originally...
Wait a second, do not talk to each other. Look at me and talk to me. I'm talking to her right now. Go ahead.
I apologize.
Sorry, Your Honor. So originally, I had mentioned to him, hey, can we have this engagement party? And I actually have the text messages where he initially said no, he didn't want to. I was 100% open to splitting the cost. I wasn't asking...
Wait a minute. That's big of you. I don't understand. He doesn't want it. I thought you were going to say I was 100% open to paying for all of it. When you're at the engagement party, what happens?
So at the beginning of the party, it was great. Friends and family were there. Everyone was having a good time. But then about halfway through, I started chatting with my cousin Gina, who I've been super close with. She mentioned to me, she was like, hey.
Gina is mean.
Just a moment, honey. Go ahead.
She was like, hey, the ring is gorgeous. And by the way, I was obsessed with the ring. I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I mean, I love showing it off. But she said it was beautiful, but she's like, hey, I know how much Bodhi makes a year, roughly. Like, how is he affording a ring that is that size and that big? And honestly, I never really thought about it, which maybe sounds naive of me.
Quite.
Sure, but I trusted that it was, I never doubted that it would be a fake diamond. Again, I didn't even know.
You mean lab created. When you say fake, you mean lab created, right?
Lab created, which in my mind, I see them as kind of the same.
So your cousin Gina said, That has to be lab created. That's not a genuine diamond.
Correct.
And you said, don't be silly.
Yes, but I did have this kind of this pit in my stomach, where I was like, I don't know, now that you mention it, I'm like, it is kind of strange because it is a big ring. It's a huge ring.
And that
right?
never occurred to you beforehand?
No, I honestly didn't think about it. I trusted him.
So in your mind, wait a second. So in your mind, you have a rock the size of Gibraltar on your finger, with a guy who you know how much he makes, and it never occurs to you to wonder how he afforded it. If he's putting you in hock for the rest of your lives over it, if he has loan sharks, nothing occurs to you because you don't have to think about things because you're pretty. And Gina's not that nice, okay? Because Gina shouldn't be bringing this garbage up at your engagement party.
And I tried talking to her about it, and she didn't want to talk at the time.
I didn't feel like it was the right time, Your Honor. So I decided to wait. We did go home that evening, and I still was pretty upset, and I didn't want to talk about it. But honestly, I still wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was real. Don't laugh.
Don't talk to each other, please. Go on.
Sorry, Your Honor. So I took it the next day. I didn't tell him I was going to take it. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt? That's just you going behind his back and checking it out. Why don't you want to give him the benefit of the doubt? Ask him.
Well, I was right.
Why don't you just ask him, take it somewhere, and they tell you, no, this is lab created. And then what?
Correct. And I'm crushed. Honestly, like, I'm hurt. Like, yeah, sure, I'm mad, but I'm mad because I'm devastated. I really didn't think that the man that I knew I was going to marry before, the man that I had spent 3 years of my life with, didn't see me as a valuable enough fiance or
Either that or
girlfriend.
that you put a tremendous amount of pressure on someone whose income you know. I want a huge rock, like you're marrying a Rockefeller. Like, maybe you shouldn't have said that.
But we could have talked about...
You could have talked about it, but instead you dumped him, right?
Sure, but he wasn't going to give... He wasn't interested in doing a blood diamond anyway.
In other words, when you decide who you want to spend your life with, this shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of it, okay? Because you spent 3 years with the guy. If you spent 3 years with the guy, did he ever cheat on you, fool you, lie to you, anything? No. If this is what you consider a lie just because a topic doesn't come up and you're putting tremendous diamonds, of course, I want a big fat rock. And then he goes out and buys a big fat rock that's a lab-created diamond in his pea brain. He thinks that that's fine. He doesn't realize how upset you're going to be because apparently he doesn't know you very well either. I need the two of you to zip it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You both understand what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the next person who talks gets thrown out. You want that to be your end? No. So stop talking. If at the time that you spent the money, it was not a loan, it doesn't magically become a loan now. If at the time that you spent the money, you spent it willingly, it doesn't magically become a debt that she owes you now. I realize what your argument is. Yeah, but then she dumped me. So what? That's life. We don't turn around and change the terms of your agreement on the engagement party because you're disappointed. Verdict for the defendant.